Hi guys, so somebody has asked that I guess I'm going to do a process video, not really a tutorial because I don't really do tutorials, but I'm going to do a process video on how I put together one of those jar scenes that I shared in my last Christmas video. You can reference it if you like. I used the Tim Holtz jars with the little clips on it, and you're going to see it. It's right here. I've been playing with the color palette that I want to use for it. And here's the jar. Okay, so the jar itself is really small. It's a vintage jar. You can find these at most box craft stores that sell Tim Holtz stuff. Okay, and then separately, and it comes in a package of 3, and you get a lid for it, but the lid that you get is plain. It's like this right here. So you could use any mason jar you like. It's up to you. Now the reason why I bought these is because these come in a package of 3 also, but you can see it has this little wing nut and this little piece rod that hangs out the top, and a little clip at the top, and then it's screwed in through the bottom. So I've already put it together just to save some time, so you wouldn't have to watch me do that. And yeah, so this is what I'm going to be decorating. I decided to pick out my stuff in advance, and I like to keep the screw lid on the jar because it gives me some height to work with. And I'm going to apologize in advance because there's no good way for me to film this. My camera is pointing down. My cell phone, which is what I film on, is pointing down in the area that I work in. And so hopefully I will stay on camera and show you everything that I do. And if I miss something, hopefully I'll come back and be able to share with you. I have some different Christmas trees and different colors and different heights. You want different heights for a scene. You don't want them all the same size. They don't have to be all the same color because I'm going to use 2 different colors this time around. But you want them different heights just to give it more interest. And one thing I'll say is I position the wing nut so that it's kind of perpendicular, or I'm sorry, parallel to the actual design on the jar, because I want this to be the front of the jar. So the wing nut is positioned in this way so that my scene will be built up around it, and I don't have this in my way when I'm trying to put something on the top, because the top itself isn't that big. You guys can see that. And I'll take this off because I don't need that right now. I have my glue gun here, as well as this Helmar glue. This will stick things to metal and glass and fabric. We're not going to worry about fabric right now because I'm not using it right now for fabric. But what I'll do is I'll go in with the intention of figuring out where's my tree is going to be. Now I'm going to use one of these little trucks from Paper Tray Inc. This is from the Wonderland kit. I haven't used the truck yet on the jar top. You can see here I die cut these out of the paper in the kit rather than making my own. I have made some. I just think this looks nicer if I give that as a gift as opposed to me stamping it out. It just looks nicer because it's pre-printed. I have my snowflake paste from Prima, and I got these at Joann's when they were half off online. On my jars before, I did one that was gold. This is the Inca Gold stuff that I was using. It's a quick dry thing. I use gloves when I'm working with this because I don't want to get my hands all dirty. And then I just kind of smeared it on with my fingers that were gloved. So there's that. I think we can get started. And like I said, this is just more of a process video, and hopefully you'll get the gist of what I'm doing, and I'll try and talk about what I'm doing as well. Now I do have these new Tim Holtz Ideology, what are they called? Quote chips. This is going to be what's underneath that clip. The clip will hold this up. I haven't picked one yet. But we're going to kind of take this as it goes. So what I like to do, and I said this before, is this glue really bonds to metal very well. So this base here is wood, and the lid is obviously metal. So I don't use the hot glue for that because hot glue tends to release itself of surfaces like this. So I don't want to just use hot glue. I'll use this glue in the middle of the tree, and then I will place some hot glue around it. So you can see here, there's my glue. And then I'll put hot glue around the ring of that liquid glue. And I want the tree to be like right over here because I have a green one that's going to go on the other side. So I'll quickly, and mine is a high-low temp gun. I don't like burning myself, which I tend to do with these glue guns. So I'm going to position my tree there. I'm just going to hold it. And the hot glue is really more for just keeping the tree in the right position and turned in the right direction. And while the Helmar glue dries, it is a quick dry glue, but you see, like I said before, hot glue will tend to release itself from metal. So the Helmar is there for that reason. So there is one tree stuck down. I'm going to do the next one in green. So you can see the two trees are not the same height, and I'm going to kind of look for the side that I want it facing the front. In other words, you want the nicer side. And these trees are easy to manipulate, so if they're crooked, go ahead and adjust the, you know, the tree itself. So they're, the height is okay. I'm not going to be picky about that. So I'm just going to put my next tree kind of, I don't want them to be perfectly symmetrical. I kind of want it to be a little bit off, so maybe like that. I think I like that position. So I'm going to do the same thing, and hopefully I get it in the same spot that I was just in. There's my regular glue, or my Helmar glue, and then my hot glue gun. I'll put around, and then stick it down. And, you know, I can play with that a little bit. You don't have much time when you have hot glue on there because the hot glue immediately does the adhering. So I can bend my tree, though, if I want to. So there's the two trees in place. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, let's go ahead and put the truck on. No, not going to put the truck on. The reason I say that is because the truck, which is right here, is going to go in the front because it's kind of like the centerpiece of my little scene here. And all I have done is taken the little tree, can you see that? This little tree, and cut the base off. Use some pliers to do it. Here's the base. I don't use my scissors because I don't want to get messed up. And all I'm going to do is basically hot glue the tree into the back of the truck. So if somebody has gone out and got their Christmas tree, and the truck is going to go on the scene like this. But we're not going to put the tree on the truck on there yet. I'll go ahead and glue the tree though, because that's fine. That should be okay. And I'm not going to smush it down in there because you don't want your tree to be like all smashed in the back of the truck. Then it doesn't look all nice and fluffy. So there it is. I didn't put it all the way in there. I kind of want it hanging out like that. That's just hot glue down in there. And it should be able to sit on the top. I'm going to actually angle my truck like that so that you can actually see. Because on the back of the truck, there's actually a little saying that says Merry Motors. That's kind of how I want my scene to look. So that it's tilted and you can see that saying. So here's what my scene is going to end up looking like without the snow. So I'm going to do the snow now because it's very hard to get into this little area once the truck is down. And that's the reason why I say don't glue the truck yet. Or whatever's going to go in the front. Snowflake paste. And something to put it on with. What did I use last time? Oh, I used a spatula. And I just need to find it. No. Let's use this one. So I have this plastic spatula. It's easy to clean. I don't have to worry about it getting messed up because it was only like 50 cents or something in a pack let me close my glue here. So this Prima paste, I like to keep that inside piece to keep the air out. This is how it looks when it's wet, and you don't really have to stir it, but sometimes, you know, sometimes the liquid kind of pools a little bit, so it's nice to stir it. I do not waste any of this. I put it all back in the thing if I can. So I'm just going to take a big gob of it. And we're going to go in between the trees and around the bottom with the snow. Okay, and I'm not like... I'm taking care that I don't get it all over the place, because that's not what the whole idea behind this is. You see how I kept to the middle? That front part is still empty because I still need to put my truck down. And I don't want to spread that out on the front yet. I just want to work here where it's harder to get into. You see that? I'm kind of working it into those cracks because I want to hide the wing nut. I don't want that showing through the snow. And then I'll go around the back. And you see where the seam is, where the little tree base reaches the metal part. I want to hide that seam too, because you know, that shouldn't be showing. That should be hidden by snow. So it looks nice and neat. So I'm just kind of spreading it all over. Now, if you wanted to cover the lid of your jar with something, I suggest you do that first, obviously. I didn't do that. I was thinking about, I couldn't find it. I was thinking about covering the lid of the jar with some gingham fabric, but I couldn't find my red gingham fabric, so nixed that idea. So maybe another time. But as you can see, I'm kind of mounding it up against that, the little wood bases. And I'm trying to stay on camera here with you. We're obviously not going to make this project all in one night because the snow needs to dry. And I don't want to mess it up once I get it to how I like it. Whoops. Now I don't want the snow down that far, so I'm just going to scrape it up. Because I'm going to put a ribbon around this one. That's one of the things that I like to do, is to plan it out a little bit first, so I'm not digging all around for everything when I want to try something, but then sometimes it'll change direction. So that's just normal. That's normal for me. I don't know about you guys. Craft the way you feel like. Okay, so you can kind of see I've hidden the base of the trees. And I'm just kind of making sure that the snow, because this stuff, when it hardens, it shrinks. So I'm kind of making sure the snow covers all of the areas where I don't want the base of the tree to show through. So I'm just going to do a little bit more here. And now bring it down to the sides of the jar. So it looks more like a buildup of snow and then starting to pile up, you know. And you notice the wing nut is gone. You can't see it at all. You'd never even know it was there. Okay, so there's that. Now you can see I've left this purposely open, and I'm just gonna do a little fit here with the truck to see how far, let's hope I don't drop it, put that down, how far back it needs to go, and it's tilted and everything. Maybe it should go this way. No, should have thought about that before. The better side of the truck is actually the other side. When I put it together, this side looks better, but I didn't think about it. See? So too late, because I want this gray tree to contrast with the green one on the right. So it should be that direction. It's better than having it on the opposite side, the flip side, you see? That's just me. You guys can do it however you want. Okay, so will my truck still fit there? It will. It's going to touch that wet snow. It should be okay, though. So, okay. So I'm going to use my Helmar again for the paper to stick it down to the metal. And even though it is quick dry, you do have some working time with it. I'm just going to put a little bit on each of the tire pieces, like where the tires will touch the metal top of the jar. Not, not all the way. Whoops, I hit the camera, sorry. So I have glue on each of the tires now. And I'm not going to glue it yet because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some snow and fill in this area. Because once the truck is there, I'm not going to be able to get into that spot at all. Because I will hit the truck with the snow and I don't want to do that. So maybe I'll just do a little bit. Okay. I know that glue is going to be like up in the snow and stuff, so. Am I on camera? Can you guys see that? Okay. So now the truck is down. He's not going anywhere. He's not real heavy because it's paper, right? And there's that little tree. And so you see what I'm talking about? I would not be able to get into that where that wing nut is with the truck already glued down before. So now I can go back and backfill that snow. You can see I can, if I'm careful, which I will be, I will go back in underneath the truck and just slide my little thing down in there. Put some snow down. I'll do it again because I want to build up some snow up underneath and have it look a little bit more realistic. So you can see like underneath the truck, I'm building up some of that snow layer. Now I'm going to just put some on the edge here. It's hard to do this looking through the camera, guys. So I'm sorry if I go off camera because I'm looking at what I'm doing and not what I'm filming. Because I'm just like that. Okay, so I'm also going to do it around the front of the truck because I can reach it. So once you get it to where you like it, then you're going to let the snow dry. You're going to let the glue dry. And you're going to come back later and finish it. Now, the other thing I can do is add more snow to the tree. And all I do is take the extra that's on my spatula and just run it like that. See how I'm doing that? It's just adding some snow to the side of the tree while not adding a lot. And you can do this as much as you want. It's up to you. Like I said, this is yours. It's your creation. You do it however much you want. You see how that tree's not moving off? It's not falling off once. Or it's not really moving around. That's because that quick dry is holding it in place along with the hot glue. That was a little too much. I love these minty colored trees. I think this contrast with the gray is going to be nice. Even though these are not my colors this year for my decor, I just like the color, so that's why I chose to make it. This might be a gift for somebody. You never know. There. I'm just scraping the sides a little bit of the snow. I don't want it all the way down that far because it may interfere with my ribbon once I want to put it on. I don't even go back and wipe this up. You see that? I don't go wiping it up. I could, but I'm not going to. Okay, so this doesn't look much like snow, but you guys have already seen the finished product. So once it is dry, it will look more, and I'm going to do the top of the truck like it was sitting in the snow when they were collecting their tree. Like that. I just like that. And then I'm also going to do the hood of the truck. with some snow, because then it can cover up some of those little weird die cut gaps here. Again, to make that look more realistic. Oop. My truck is moving around because I hit it. And then do some on the tree, which a little too much there. So that is the decoration part. I'm actually going to do some on the actual metal piece because I want it to look like it was in the snow too. And okay, so there's that. There's the truck. Oh, maybe I should put some on that window so you can't see that seam. Like, there we go. Okay, so there's my scene with the little thing sticking out. And you can see this clip isn't gone on there yet. I need to do that as well. I need to pick out my little Christmas saying. Let me put this aside so I don't screw up. I'm gonna stop right here and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so I'm back. I chose my greeting or my little sign. Now you don't have to do this, but it's always nice to have something, you know, in the scene that references the holiday season. So I chose Season's Greetings because I like the type font of this, and it's just the right width for the size of this scene. See? It's not too big, and you can really put this anywhere you want. It doesn't have to be at the top. But because my clip is like it is, I'm going to put it at the top. Okay? So I see my tree is leaning the wrong way. Go back. I can fix that later when it's dry too. It won't hurt it to dry that way. So I'm going to take some of my Helmar glue and stick it here. And then I'm also going to use hot glue. I may have to sit down for this because, and hopefully I can see my camera here and what I'm doing. Because I feel like I'm too high up now to do the sign. So I'm just going to put some of that glue down. And the reason I use it again is because it's good for holding everything. And I should probably put some. I'm going to put some over the top too. Can you guys see me? I'm going to put it along the top part where I know the clip is going to touch it. So it will not come off. But I'm not putting it on the words. See that? So now I'm just going to stick it to the little post in the position I want it in, and then clip it down, clamp it down. I feel like it should be crooked because straight is just not the way to go. It's too far over. Okay, you guys see it? Okay, so in addition to the Helmar glue, I'm going to stick some hot glue down inside the clip. You see? There's like a little space in there. And I hope you can see that, yeah. I'm going to put some hot glue in there to hold that in place while the glue dries. You're not going to see the hot glue, though, after I'm done anyway, so it will not matter if you can see it now, because you're not going to see it when I'm finished. Because guess what? We're going to put snow over it. And that's going to hide all of this. I don't actually use my glue gun all that often. Probably as a crafter, it's probably the least used common tool out there in my craft room. I need to close my glue. It's like bubbling up through the thing. Okay, I think there should be enough hot glue. See, you can see down in there now. Okay, so the other thing I'm going to do is put snow on my sign. So it makes it look like the sign was in place when the snow was falling. And the first thing I'm going to start with is these sides right here, where you can see the hot glue. Now, that's way too much. Way too much. I'm not even on camera. I'm so sorry. Now, you don't have to fill it all that much. You just want to hide the glue, right? The hot glue part. And then also make it look purposeful, like it snowed and the snow stuck to the sign. So what I do is, as it's sitting there, I kind of spread it out along the top of the sign. And I really hope you guys are seeing this. I'm holding it because it's easier for me to turn the sign around with me holding the jar, rather than for me to move around it. You see what I just did? I just spread the snow along the bottom. So it looks like this sign is frozen in place. And you don't want it to look like, you know, all even and stuff, because if you make it look even, then that's not how things happen, you know. When it snows, it doesn't snow evenly. It's piled up in some spots, it's piled up in others, it's shallow in some. So, there you go. I think you guys get the point. I mean, this is not a hard thing to do. It's just something I enjoy doing. And I'm going to put some snow up here on the front. And I will do it again to the... You see how the back looks? You want to cover that up. You don't want any of that glue showing. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide it. Try not to contaminate your snow with the glue. Like I said, my glue hasn't dried yet, so that's why I'm saying that, because you don't want that to go in your container of snow. I'm just going to cover that up a little bit more. Do the other side of the sign. Was I even in camera when I did that? I don't know. Okay. Talking and doing are a little difficult. This is probably one of the reasons why I don't really do tutorials, or because me crafting while trying to show, you know, trying to make sure I'm in camera, that's a little hard. I'd rather just craft and show you guys later when I'm done. Okay, so there you go. There's the back. I know it doesn't look like much. It looks like a big globby thing. But when it's dry, that snow is fabulous. Yeah, I did just say it like that. I'm going to just make sure I like the way this looks. This will take, I usually let it dry overnight. It depending on how warm it is, it can dry during the daytime. But I'm already in my craft room at night, so, and it's colder here now. So this might take a little bit longer. I might bring this in the house and let it dry inside. So, that's it for now that I can show you. I will be decorating the edge of the jar with some ribbon. I pulled out some charms. Look how cute that is. That's an Arctic cake. It's a little box of ornaments. How cute. And then this one is a candy cane wrapped in wire. Now, I told you I don't let anything go to waste. So this stuff on my spatula is going right back down in there. And I usually scrape the sides a little bit so that it gets, you know, mixed in with the other stuff. And then I just wipe this off. I don't wash it with water or anything. I just wipe it off with a paper towel. And I close this up. And I am done for now. This is the bottle with the snow all dry. And you can tell, I think, the difference in what it looks like now when it used to be wet. The snow kind of like looks like more crystally. You see there's even like a little glinting that goes on like with real snow. Okay, and you can see I've started to kind of check out how I wanted my, well, what I wanted to use. This is some twine, which I have no idea. I think I got this maybe around a package or something and I saved it because I have quite a bit of it, and it's not what do you call it, wound up neatly. So I'm thinking I just may have gotten this off of a package and kept it. So what I'm gonna do is actually tie this around here. It's not in a knot, it's just tied loosely right here. And then I'm gonna add some I'm gonna add a glue dot there, like a dot of hot glue. Is my gun still? Just to keep it in place for me. Oh boy. There we go. I have it sitting here on this like heated pad, so okay, so that'll just hold the twine in place, because what I'm going to do is wrap it around, and I don't want it to ride up while I'm doing it. So I'm just going to put another hot glue dot here to keep it kind of where it's at, because I want to wrap the whole lid in the twine so I can cover it. So I'm just going to go around. And you know, if you're using ribbon, obviously you don't have to do this step, but because I want to use this twine to kind of bring out the color of the sign here, I'm gonna use it. And hopefully I can hide that. I should be able to hide that dot of glue without any problems. I think I might use the Helmar actually, because that at least doesn't create a bead. It flattens out. So let me do that. See, I'm just holding it with my thumb so I can do this a little bit easier. It wants to go in the channel of the jar, but I don't want it to go in there yet. The next level will be in there. And hopefully I don't run out before I get to the top. So hopefully you can see this pretty well. If not, it's just really just tying your ribbon around the base of the jar. But I did say I'd show a process, so here we go. Here's the process. Here's how Marilyn creates. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and tie it. Well, no, maybe I'll go around one more time. Will that leave me enough room for a bow? Yes, it will. So I'm going to go around one more time. Okay. There's a little bead of glue at the edge of my lid there, so I'm just going to use that up. Okay. So, and I'm just going to tie it like right here, because I want the knot to be off to the side again. I just like the way that looks better. Because I'm going to put some charms on it. that there. Yep. So I'm actually going to, it's tied really loosely right now. It's not tied in a knot because I'm going to string some charms on here. And what I'm going to, it's not tied in a knot yet. It's just tied one time. And that should keep it in that spot. So, okay. So as I said, and I think I can keep it, I have picked out my charms. I'm going to try and use these mittens and this silver bell as my charms. And I want the mittens to be like this, positioned like this. So the string is going to go through the two mittens like that. And then the bell's going to be threaded so that it's in the middle. Okay. So let's see how this is going to work. Okay, I went to get my little needle threader. Simply because I'm not wanting to be all frustrated with how this is going to happen. So I'm just going to put my needle threader through the loop to bring the twine through. Because I don't want to get all frustrated about how to do this. There we go. So you can see the mitten will just go down in there. And then I'm going to thread the other one so that the mitten is laying in the other direction. Hopefully like this. Okay. See, my mittens are facing the wrong, like they're not facing the same way. So it looks like they're a pair of mittens. For some reason, when I bought these at Hobby Lobby, they were not, you know, they were all the same basically looking. I think. I don't think that there's any difference in any of the ones that I've looked at. So they're not like a right and left pair. Okay, so I'm gonna string the bell on now. Okay. Look how cute. So then I will just tie it at the top in a knot now. Before I didn't tie the knot, so now I'm going to tie the knot. And make sure that the bell is sitting in the, you know, in the place that I want it to be. And it sort of is. Can you guys see that? I know my big hands are in the way. Sorry. I kind of want them, you know, positioned a certain way. I can glue them if I want, but I didn't really want to have to do that. So I'm going to tie a knot now. And then I'm going to tie a bow at the top. And I think we are going to call this done. You know, you can add whatever you would like to your jar. It is all up to you. It's your jar, not mine. But this is what I wanted to do with mine this time. And we're going to clean up the edges of the twine. A little bit. I know it's just going to come undone, but... Oh, look how cute. Got a little pair of mittens. The lid still opens. Got this red twine to bring in the color of the red of the sign. And my little blue and gray trees. Or minty color gray trees with the little truck. So that is it. If you have further questions on this, just leave a comment below and I'll try and get back to you. But thanks for watching, and I hope this helps. Talk to you guys later. Bye.